Today's lesson is all about how you use this augmented chord right here. All right, it's a very confusing chord for a lot of people, but you know, if you break it down, it can be very, very simple. So the way I think of it is in place of a dominant chord. So say we're in the key of A major. Your dominant chord would be E, right? That would be your E dominant. Well, you can also just add an augmented chord, and that really does the same thing. It functions the same as this E dominant. And what you're getting is this note, right? This E augmented, which here's the fretting on it, 7, 6, 5, 5. So what you're getting is this note going from here to here when you resolve it to the A major, right? So if you want to hear this in practice, the Beatles, Oh Darling, oh darling, right? That nice little movement allows you to voice lead basically from this note to this note. Also, I played Find Another You by John Mayer, right? It's really over, right? You can, and that again, once again, we're playing this E augmented in place of just the 5 chord, which is in this key, which should have been the E dominant 7, but we can also just play an E augmented, right? And then we go, you know, John Mayer goes to his song. Okay, so that is the most popular way you can start using an E augmented into your chord playing. Also, you know, say we're playing a blues. Let's give you a different situation and say we're playing an A blues, right? Say it's A to D7, A, and then we go, right? We could use that chord right there for a blues. This E augmented works just in any context, really, as long as it's the 5 chord. The way I think of it and the way you can use your hands as landmarkers and like use a visual guide is if we're in the key of A major, right, and we're playing this A bar chord, my ring finger is on the root of the augmented, right? So, right? So I'm gonna wanna play my augmented chord off of my ring finger, right? So if that makes sense. So here's a test. If you're in the key of C major, what would your augmented chord be? What would it be? Well, you take away everything and keep your ring finger on, right? And then you'd play this. And, you know, if you count it up and figured out what note this was, this would be a G, right? So that's how you play augmented chords on the guitar and use them musically. Thanks so much for tuning in.